Hello everybody, Randy Richard in the shop, and today I'm going to show you a small radius wheel fixture that I'm going to build for my 2x72 grinder. Now this could be adapted to any type of belt grinder, whether it's a 2x48 or something like that, or any 2x72 really. They all work basically the same way. It's just the mounting maybe and the necessary adjustment for where the wheels will track and stuff like that. So, this is more of a conceptual thing that you can modify for yourself. Anyway, mine takes an 1.5-inch square tube for the tooling arm that slips into a 2-inch square tube, like a lot of them do. Now the tooling arm is one thing that you would have to adapt to yours. So this is my tooling arm. I've also drawn in some parts of my grinder, the drive wheel down here, the idler wheel on the top, which is also the tracking wheel, and then the two tubes that allow for the mounting of your tooling with whatever you have a platen on here or whatever you want to put in here, table or whatever. So this gives me my heights so I can adjust what I'm building, right? This is your basis. And then the tooling arm, of course, is in here. Here's the basic attachment we're going to build, and it's all made of aluminum. We have a 1-inch thick stock here, 6 inches long, about 3 1/4 or so high, something like that. This is another little cross member, and then the right side over here, which is 1/2 inch by 6 inch by 1.5 inches aluminum plate. And we're just going to screw it together. There'll be some button head socket screws here, and there'll be some screws coming in from the other side. And then these two down here are the mounting holes to the tooling arm. And this hole up here is for the idler wheel. And then in the front here, the small wheel will just slip in here, because the belt will hold it in. So it can just needs to slip in. It doesn't need any fixturing to hold it in place, really. So it just slips in there. And that makes it easy and fast to change. So the idler wheel will sit up here. I drew in a 2-inch wheel, and you could have the belt come over the top of it if you want, or from underneath. My idea is probably going to run it from underneath most of the time. It gives you a tighter radius to be able to grind because of the acuter angle on the small wheel. And the small wheel will slip in the front here. It has 2 bearings on it. I used the 8mm shaft, and then the bearings press on there nice and tight, and that works pretty good. I also designed in there some E-clips, as you can see here, that little purple piece, and a groove. Now, the material I ended up with was high-speed steel, which that's not really what I wanted. I'd rather use a W1 drill rod for this. It makes it really hard to put in a groove. You have to grind it in with a high-speed steel. But it's a very nice stiff shaft. So I did make one with that, and I'll probably make some more. But if the bearings press on tight, you really don't need to put a groove in a clip. You just press them on so they're flush with the end, and you're good to go. But I would suggest most likely use a 5/16 drill rod would be a little bit better, because it's ground to size, and it's a little more accurate that way. And the 5/16 high-speed steel ones I got, actually you measure them, and they aren't really the same size the whole length. They actually have a slight taper in them. So one bearing fits tight, and then the other bearing is on there nice, but you can pull it off. So I'll probably be adjusting for that. but anyway, you want to have some good material for your shaft here. And then your roller, the solid aluminum is fine. You can make them out of anything. People have rubber ones. You can buy rubber ones that are already made, and they're expensive. For as far as I'm concerned, they're expensive. $65 a piece, roughly, and that's a little pricey. So I'm going to try to come up with some other method of having some type of soft roller that you could do in your own shop, but we'll see where that goes. So anyway, that's about it, really. We'll have a bolt. That bolt's a little long side, but we'll have a bolt in there with screws and washers and all these button head screws and socket and cap screw down there, button head screws there. I have to do some refinement. I changed some design parameters so things aren't 100% here, but I'll get everything adjusted so the model is actually correct. It will be as built model eventually. But right now, I want to get going on this. I need to use it, and so we'll get things more complete by the time I'm done.
And I wanted 2.5. I got 2,499. Close enough. So this is my going to be the left side, and it's about an inch and just under an inch and a quarter. This is from an old fixturing plate from a friend of mine who has a machine shop, and some of these pieces I have dowel pins in them, and I cannot get that dowel pin out, but I have a scribe line there. It's just above it. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna use this anyway. It may be a hindrance. If anything, I'll grind it down so it's flush in the end. But yeah, so I'll have to work around that. So we're going to do, we'll do some cleanup on these two faces here for squareness and get it to length. The other ones are easy. They're just blocks, right? So so this is a little shy actually of 6 inches. So maybe I'll shorten the other one. I'll probably shorten the other one up to match this one in the end that way. But that we just got to work around. I'm going to have this in here. So the back side, I'm using that side I marked as a reference, and I'm going to use this one as my reference also. So I marked it with a mark. I'm putting a square in here because this bottom is not square to this base. So we're gonna, and neither is this. So we're going to clean up this one, and make them all square. A knocker is perfect for this sort of work when you're having to tap things around and such with the brass end and the plastic end, and being dead blow. It works absolutely awesome. Just taking a less than 5/1000ths off just to make sure it's square. Yeah, see, it's a little bit off. See, it didn't clean up. There we go. I know it looks a little sketchy, but for a light cleanup, this is going to be fine. And it's aluminum. This is about all the things you can do with a fly cutter. The thickness of that leg really doesn't matter too much. So we'll clean it up, measure it, and see how I am according to my drawings. Here, when I clean this surface up, my tool doesn't have enough, or it has very little rake in this direction, and I pushed over a little too much, and that's why this got hit here with the tool. So I have this little spot here. I'm probably just going to leave it. That way I can maintain my nice thickness here. But things happened. I centered up on the pin. I was able to file it. So I'm hoping it's not super hard. And I've deformed it. I had it clamped in a vise trying to get this thing out. I'm sure it's 1/4 inch pin, and I'm just going to stay under a 1/4 inch here. Well, it looks better than a pin. I think I'll just stop where I'm at. That, I could see part of the pin then still in there. Now I'll go in with a 1/4 inch drill. Well, I drilled it all out. Now I just have a 1/4 inch hole to deal with. This is 1 1/4 inch thick material, and I'm only going to need really about 1 inch. I'm going to say about, because the irregularities in the grinder and things like that. So because I think it's going to be less, about 0.9375 is my number, but who knows until I get this more mounted on there. I'm going to take it for those 1.5 inch width. I'm going to take off a 1/4 inch to start with to get things gauged. And I just have a 3/4 inch end mill in there where I'll just hog it out. All right, I took off 250 thousandths there, just to get her down to an area where it's going to be very close. Now we need to drill some holes. We have our mounting holes, and we have our holes here for the cross member to attach to. I'm going to go around, spot all the holes. It'll be 4 holes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holes. I'll save, all I need to save is these 2 positions. I'm going to around spot them all, and I'll save these 2 positions because it'll be the same in the other piece on the other side. And this is within 1/1000th of the length is within 1/1000, so I can put it in there against the stop and drill those holes. There's plenty of tolerance there. All right, all the holes are spotted in and saved in the DRO just in case I need them, but I will need them to go back. It saves you a few steps sometimes. This is a the 1/2 inch hole. Now I'm going to counterbore these from the other side so I can set the socket head cap screws in a bit. Now I'm going to counterbore down with this drill. I have these button head, hex head screws I'm going to use to attach that cross member, and so they're only 1 inch long. So I'm going to go down 1/2 inch with a counterbore for that head. Those will be just very nice, just right. All right, this side's done. Flip it over. We'll do counterbores on these 2 holes on from the other side, and we'll dress up the other sides of these holes. And then we'll be, after I get all the holes and everything drilled, then I'm going to start the slot on the end. Counterboring with a 1/2 inch drill. I want to maintain the tight clearance on the 5/16 hole, because these are 5/16, but you know they're a little smaller. So I didn't want all the slop from a standard counterbore. So I turned these down to just under about 494 or 5 or something like that. So they fit real nice, and look at that. They look, and I made them so they're nice on the top. Yeah, there you go. And but they made them look really nice. Okay, I slipped it together, went together absolutely perfect. We are like perfectly flush across the back, which is awesome. And flush on the bottom. So, let's see here. We'll just do a quickie check. We are 494. And we don't even want to talk about this now. 462. So, why do we have like 30 thousandths? Well, who knows? But I don't know why. Anyway, that's what we ended up with. 494. Yeah. 264. Yeah, 264. So we're, for some reason we got about 30 thousandths narrower up front here. All right, on that test fit up, what I've done is I checked this, and this is not flat. ruler across here has quite a bit of daylight in the center section, in the middle here. So this is nice and flat. This looks really good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this back in, and I never cut this side, never machined this side, so I'm going to take a little bit off of this and make this flat, because this is where it's causing that deflection. So we'll clean that up. Over here, my cramped little workspace I'm using. Okay. Yeah, grab the right one, I guess. Okay, measure back here, we get, what do we get now? 24995, and that's how long that block is. Oh, 2510. Oops. Yeah, 2510. 499. Oh no, well, here I'm measuring 2510, 25. Yep. So 1/1000th of deflection now after fixing that. That's awesome. So I also made a off camera. I figured out. I put this in the middle, figured out a spacer, and made a spacer for this already. And this will go on here, like so. I end up just using a regular nut. I'll use a nylock nut for this, but for now, for fit up, use a regular nut. That looks pretty darn good. Right down the middle. I mean, I'm just eyeballing it, so that's all you really need to do. And now we can figure out where the bearings need to be machined. The slots need to be machined in. This one, 16. We're going to mount this out here, and I want the end here. I want the end of the rollers out past the arm a little bit. So this hole will be 1/2 inch or 3/4 of an inch in from the end, something like that, about right there, and something like that. And then when I put it up on the grinder, I can see how the alignment's going to be, whether I need to machine more off of this surface or not. All right, we're ready to put the slots in the ends. We're going to start with this side, and I'm going to cut in, and I'm going to cut out a center portion, and then the slot will actually be wider than this and deeper than this. This is to give me clearance for the shaft, and if you put a snap ring on, so you have some place for it to go. All right, we got T-slot cutter in here. This is an 1/8 inch thick one, and it's about 763 in diameter. So I went down to the lowest point we'll need to go, and we'll go in. Then we'll just shift over and come back out again. Looks pretty good so far. Now I'm going to drop the table down and do that same thing again to get the width of the slot we need. There we go. Bearing fits nice and easy, and you can barely feel any movement, so that's good. We'll clean her up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a 1/4-20 set screw on here and on the top and on the bottom. You know, so this is in there, and it can go up and down. And what it's going to allow me to do is be able to move it like this a bit, and that will help so I can get the front roller tracking properly. If I'm having a tracking issue, you know, I have my main adjustment, but if they're still a little off for some reason, I can adjust this roller up and down, and I can get the tracking better on the front roller so it doesn't move, the belt doesn't move around. I have these nice 1/4-20 brass tipped set screws I'm going to put in. All right, there we go. This is going to work awesome. Drops right in, real nice. And we have these set screws here that we can adjust up and down. You'll see here there's some movement, and we can get the tracking perfect on this front wheel that way. It doesn't really matter which axis you have this adjustment, whether it's front and back, you know, whether it's this way, it really doesn't matter, because all you're doing is sloping this. And actually this way is probably really nice, and but as you turn that or move it in either one of those directions, you are going to make it go back and forth the belt, so you can adjust your tracking. So, and I made a spacer, like I said already, for this. So that goes in there. This will go here. We're just using this nut for now. Now we just need to make a tooling arm and get that bolted on. The mail just came, and I got a package I wasn't expecting. Right On with John Crane, Bainbridge Island, Washington. Let's see what we got going here. What's John sending me? John's channel, he has an awesome channel. He does a fantastic job on everything he does. He's just top notch. One of his series he's been doing is shower series. That's an unbelievable shower. You'd want to live in that bathroom. Elk Hunt, Jeremiah Johnson. Now this is the back. Right on, Randy. Watch your top knot. Right on with John Crane here. John Crane 2024. Number 1. I bet he put a number 1 on all of them. This is so cool. He did a video on how he did these, made these plaques. Oh, this is awesome, John. Thank you, John. Oh yeah, this is going on the wall. In the new shop, I have a spot where I've been hanging some pictures and stuff, and I've got to do a few more. And that's where this is going. Jeremiah Johnson. Actually, I have something I need to send John. Actually, I'm gonna have to find it and dig it out. I meant to send to him a long time ago. Yeah, it's all in this theme. So, yeah, John, thank you very much. You did an awesome job on these. And on a piece of Doug fir, it looks like, I would say Doug fir. Sweet. Yeah. Thank you, John. Let's get it on the wall. Yeah, we got it all painted, drilled. These are just 5/16, 18 holes. Hopefully they line up. Did not test this on that. Going right in. Okay. Looks awesome. I think I'll make a Delrin pulley for this spot here. I don't have any bearings, so I need to get some bearings, but I think I'll upgrade that and make that a Delrin one. I think a urethane one would be really good too. Okay, we'll just put it in the bottom one for now. The single-sided mount on this is the way to go. So you can just slip it in there. Really easy. See how it goes. Do a little track on it. That is just awesome. That is just working beautiful. There you go. Nice and fast. It's rare that I even run my belts very fast. You'll get your abrasive to last longer, but usually I don't run them very fast. But there, that'll be awesome. Oh yeah. It's a pretty fine belt. That's like a 120 belt. That is beautiful, beautiful. I mean, for knife making, this will be awesome. Well, you guys, let's pretty much wrap this build up. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe, notification bell, all that good stuff, and we'll hopefully get some more builds